What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video we'll be talking about the Bitcoin bull TBB. It is the 31st day of July, and here we are sitting at about 2.67 cents. We've got 11 hours left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, it is the end of the month. It's the finale of July, and we had a very vibrant red finale here over the last 24 hours. Crazy stuff, man. We're on a 12-hour candle looking at this. And I am going to explain what I think happened here. I'm not 100% sure. Some stuff doesn't make sense to me, but we'll go over it, okay? We'll make sense out of it. We'll piece it together. I feel like I'm missing something still, and maybe I am. But it's the largest candle by volume that we've seen, okay? It's the largest one that we've seen by volume. It's absolutely incredible. And most of this candle was a wick to the upside. So there was a lot of selling, but there's a lot of buying as well. We look at, I want to go, X is going to blink at me. Watch. See, I've got that, but then it's going to blink. Here we go. Blinky, blinky. And then I'll just have to redo what I was just doing there. Let's see. Okay. Does it do that for anybody else? It's like X is the only one that does that for me. If I go on CoinMarketCap, it doesn't blink. It's only X that does it. This is the definition of a shakeout. Absolutely. It is bullish. It is bullish. We'll go over why it's bullish. This is wild. Let's preface. Let's give a little intro to this video by going over this post right here. I'll full circle this. We'll make a point out of it, okay? But just take it in for what it's worth, okay? If you believe one person on this app has a powerful AI system that can destroy a project, and you are fudded out of your bags because of that, man, that bothers me. Yeah, that's sad. It is the way it is, though. Two things wrong. One, the fudder with the AI is responsible for your loss. I believe that. Yeah, probably. Why would they do that? What is their motivation for all this destruction? Probably just destruction. That's their motivation. You have to take responsibility, too. You have to take responsibility. No one is pushing the buttons for you unless you let them push your buttons, which if you let them push your buttons, you're still the one letting them do it. So, yeah, wise words. This is a message of hope for both groups. I want more, something better. It breaks my heart to hear about people who sold the project early. I tracked it. Generational fumble. The chart below shows the top 100 average entry price. It also shows them fumbling lettuce hands. Them fumbling lettuce hands selling. They dropped a 100x and weren't even close. When I drop the next zero, it is a 1000x. Yeah. The top 100 holders average entry was down here. Okay, average entry. And a lot of people in my own community, we bought even at lower prices or, around that area, a little bit higher as well, in that area, top 100 average. And the top 100 average sold here. Jason is very analytical. He's very capable of doing on-chain data and of researching on-chain data and studying it, and I trust this data a lot if this is what he's saying is the average. Maybe that average is a little bit different now. But this is early, right? 0.0085. All I'm trying to say here by all of this is that the average top 100 holder, the average top dog in this TBB 3,881 holder community sold here. Okay. They bought down here and lower or higher, but in this area, but they sold there. Okay. Paper hands. Why did they sell here? What was going on? Well, for one, this was a pretty intense correction here, and from the high, this is kind of in that area as well. But we didn't consolidate for that long, right? We consolidated for a little while. It's like it happened. You clenched your butthole, and then if you prayed hard enough, you got that release, and we moved up. And then since we were just above here, some people might have thought, before it goes back down, I'm going to sell. And then I'll just buy back lower. I'm going to guess that a good bit of the people that sold here, they were not expecting to sell and then not get back in. There's probably a good bit of them that thought that I'm selling and I'm just getting out, I'm walking away. But there's probably a good bit down here that also thought, hey, I'll just buy back in at lower prices, but lower prices never came. What happened here? We moved sideways. This was the longest consolidation phase that we saw, even including this one. It was longer from a time perspective. We've broken out of it now, so it was longer. Boring. It was very, very boring price action. We didn't move down. We were being boring, and that shook out the weak hands, right? We saw a high, low, high, low. We kept doing this stuff all the way through, and it doesn't look that significant, but that's like 20 to 30% drops. That's enough to make people think twice about selling their gains, and they did. And then what happened? Price pumped, and a lot of these crybabies, no offense to you, but some of you are crybabies, have been crying to Jason or crying online saying that you messed up. And it's like, some of you aren't being crybabies. Some of you are, let me correct that. Some of you are just sharing your poor decision making. That's all. But some people are actually being crybabies about it. But they made the mistake, and now they've been forced to buy in higher, and they've bought in higher, and maybe even bought here. And what do you do with that, man? What do? You imagine you bought down here on average, you sold here, and then you see this thing go up. A lot of these people that sold here, I've seen it, I've seen the testimonies, they have bought back at higher prices because they fumbled it. And then what happens whenever you buy at higher prices, let's say you even bought up here, and the price drops down and your average comes back to where you're not even really in as much of a profit as you were before. Do you panic sell again? See, this is emotional. This is emotional stuff. It's emotional behavior. And when you get a drop like this, it generates a lot of emotions. It really does. What I've been told, I'm not 100% sure if this is why, but maybe this was the first domino to fall. What I've been told as to why the coin, why TBB dropped, is that there was some infighting between the TBB and the TBBB community, which is weird because the TBBB community is, in theory, the same community as the TBB community. Now, apparently there are some people who invested in this and weren't even aware of what TBB was. I caught a little bit of the space. I heard Shiloh or whatever his name was. He said he didn't even know who Jason Williams was, but he bought the baby Bitcoin bull. And he's blaming Jason for the drop. It's like, guys, this coin only ever saw a 265x because, I mean, do you know who that baby is? That's Jason. That's Jason Williams. That's who it's based on. And Jason, before this pumped down here, the reason why I bought this token, just hear me out, okay? The reason why I bought this token, and I didn't buy much. I bought like 40 bucks. I sold it up here. It was a good little gain, whatever. Just for fun, it's a meme coin. Have some fun. It doesn't need to be serious money. Turn fun money into serious money. That's actually really fun. But the reason why I bought it here was because Jason made a post saying we should be supportive of each other. DigiJoints made this coin. I don't see a problem with it, is what he said. He gave good rapport for it. But then I guess somewhere at the top, from what I've heard, is that he said he's not affiliated with the project. He said he didn't say, I don't think, anything negative about the project. He just said the truth, as far as I know. And now everyone's saying, well, it's a derivative. It takes away attention from TBB. Yeah, okay, but Bitcoin Cash takes away attention from TBB. So does Bitcoin. So does XRP. So does the news. So does Ansem. You know what I mean? Like they all take away attention. But that's the thing. I don't think, and personally, and everybody sees this differently, I hear what you're saying whenever you say you're making a derivative of the coin instead of just contributing to the coin. I hear you. I get you. But the thing is, it is a derivative. And I'm pretty sure there's something, isn't there something to where this is tethered? Like if this thing goes up, that adds to the value of TBB? Isn't that, am I just making that up? I swear I heard Jason, or maybe it was Easy, maybe it was Michael on one of the spaces like two or 3 days ago. I swear I heard them say this. Maybe it takes away the value. And that would be weird if it took away the value. I don't think that. I'm just speaking about things that I don't know. But all I'm trying to say is, let them make a derivative, whatever. Let them do that. I think that's okay. It's your right, and we don't have to hate each other for it. I put a lot more money into TBB. I literally put $40 into this thing. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to, just because it's another thing, just because it's pumping doesn't mean that you have to, oh, I'm going to sell all my TBB for TBBB. That's silly. Don't do that. Understand that this is the wooden horse. This is the golden horse. This is the figurine. This is the statue. Okay? I don't think DigiJoints or anybody who's a part of this community is silly enough, you silly gooses, to think that this is going to replace this, right? Because the whole reason this exists is because of this. I don't know. All I'm trying to say, I'm getting sidetracked here, is that allegedly this drop happened because of some infighting between these two groups. And that infighting happened because Jason said that he's not affiliated with the TBBB project. I don't know. I don't know if DigiJoints or somebody else, a figurehead in there, was trying to say that he was, and putting words in Jason's mouth that didn't exist. So Jason had to clarify it, and then that upset the price. This looks like panic selling to me, or rug pulling. But I checked the top holders here. This is, I'm pretty sure, DigiJoint's wallet. I mean, he's still holding there. You get, I think the reason why people wanted to buy this thing is because every 20 minutes you get rewards in TBB. If you're a TBBB holder, you get rewarded in TBB, and probably proportionately to the amount of coins you hold versus the amount that they're distributing. But it's such a small amount. I mean, like, if you were a top 100 wallet, if you're a top 50 wallet of this coin, I think I was a top 100 wallet actually, in a 24-hour period, you're not even making $1. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even making $1 in TBB, even at twice these prices. We keep moving up. We're gonna get to the TA. All I'm saying, it's just a gimmick. The idea that you get TBB airdrop to you for holding this coin, and that might have been why people were buying. But that's a lot of selling pressure, man. I sold, okay, because whenever I bought it down here, I told myself I was gonna let it double and then I was gonna sell, but I just didn't look at it, and then when I looked at it, it was up here, so I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna get out here, whatever, I'll get out. Saw it pump, and I'm like, I should have just held it, whatever. But then it dropped. I'm not gonna get back into it. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. There's too much heat. There's too much tension. I'm not gonna get back into it personally. I wish the TBBB community well. I wish this project well, which seems to be not what the normal thing is in this community, which again, maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe I'm just not aware. I'm not trying to pick sides. I'm also not trying to hurt anybody's feelings without knowing what's going on. I don't like to do that. I don't like to pick sides if I don't know the full scope of the story. So I think everybody should be that way. But what do I know? Again, what do I know? I'm not fully aware of what's happening here. To my knowledge, I've shared everything that I can, and now I'm going to share the things that I theorize. So those are the things that I know, or at least that I've been told, which again, I don't even know if those are facts or if they're just opinions, but I'm assuming most of it's a fact. TBB, the reason why I think TBB drops so much is not because of the infighting. The reason why TBBB drops so much is not because of the infighting. I don't think so. I think that might have started it. I think the reason why is because of emotions, because of boredom, because of expectations of more. This thing is only supposed to go up. You're not going up. I want a refund. I'm getting out. You know what I mean? And here we are moving up right now. You guys, I'm telling you, when we're at new all-time highs, Jason's a kinder human being than I am, which is saying something, man. I consider myself a pretty kind human being. If you know me in the real world, you know, like it. I'm not. I definitely am. I like to be a nice guy. I am. They say nice guys finish last. I say that's because our ladies finish first. Anyways, I say that that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Nice guys are okay with finishing last because we're nice guys. I like being a nice guy, but they don't always finish last. Anyways, I was more just making a joke there, but you know, anyways, I'm getting distracted. If you believe one person on this app has a powerful system that can destroy a project and you're fudded out of your bags, that bothers me. And see, this is what I mean by he's kinder than I am, because for me, if you're getting fudded out of your bags here, I'm not bothered, man. I'm not laughing. I just think you're silly. I think I think back to whenever I've been emotionally charged with things. I think back to anytime I've made a horrible decision. It's anytime that I make a horrible decision financially is whenever I'm emotionally charged. Imagine you have an investor, a trader who is not emotional. They're solid as a rock. And you've got another trader who is emotional, and they're like paper in the wind. Which trader, which investor is going to make money? Is it going to be the person who's solid? Is it going to be the person who flaps and folds over whichever way their emotions dictate that they go? Right? It's an obvious thing. You say it out loud. are you going to make money as an emotional investor, or are you going to make money as a strategic investor, as someone with conviction? Conviction wins here. Somebody said it on my X.com yesterday. They said, no hope, this thing's done. And I'm like, I don't have hope. I've got conviction. It's different. It's different, man. This thing is, again, a multi-generational coin. A multi-cyclical coin, a once-in-a-generation coin, multi-cyclical coin. Jason Williams is the figurehead. He's, as he would put it, the flag holder for now. This is his project. He made it. And he is doing a lot of things behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, that are more bullish and more unique than I think most, if not all, meme coins have going for them right now. It's interesting stuff, man, the plans that he has. And there's more and more coming every day. If you think that it's all unloaded by now, that all the cards are out of his sleeves or out of anybody's sleeves in the community, you're wrong. And as crazy as it is, I think TBBB is actually probably net positive for TBB rather than net negative. Look at what happened. Look at what happened, guys. A lot of people who were getting into this, probably even selling some of their TBB for this, they learned the hard way that is a silly thing to do. I got lucky. Most people probably aren't that way. Fortunately enough, I'm sure there's a lot of volume here. Some of you probably sold in the profits, or at least slight negative losses. Some of you might have bought the top and rode it all the way down and then you sold, whatever the case may be. But a lot of this, I think, really what it did was draw more attention to TBB as a thing. I thought that the price was like 2.8 cents, but now it's 3.1 cents. This thing is going to go up. This is the real mother effing deal here. And they can both go up. Again, I think this is net positive for TBB, not net negative. I think the selling is net positive for TBB, not net negative. Why? Because you got rid of emotional sellers. Your top 100 exited probably at a much lower price than what the all-time high is, or in this area, right? They exited down here. And what do you think happened to the top 100 holders that sold in this area? They didn't step away. They didn't shake their fists in anger. Oh, I knew I should have held it. They bought more. They bought more. They bought more, and they bought at a premium instead of at a discount, willingly, because they knew they made a mistake. The same thing's going to happen here. Anybody that sold in the last 24 hours, now, not every single person, but a lot of them, they're kicking themselves in the ass right now. They're kicking themselves in the ass right now, and they're probably buying back. The same people, in other words, that caused this drop are going to be the same ones that cause the future pumps, that cause the price action to move up. This is how parabolic rallies and very bullish markets start. If you think that most people in this bull run are holding from the low to the high and then they sell and that's how it works, that's not how it works. People buy and then they sell at a profit, and then it pumps, and then they buy more because they FOMO in, and then it drops, they panic sell, they sell, they feel dumb for a second, then they feel smart for a second, and then they don't know what to do, and then it pumps, they buy more, and that just, these same people who got in down here are part of the reason why this thing pumps at key moments throughout the whole thing. That's how it works, and it's not 100% how it works, but it's part of it. It's part of the fuel. What happened here and why it's net positive is because now there's a lot of fuel to pump this thing higher. Right? This dumped because of panic, irrational, emotional selling. What do you think is going to happen when the rational, logical, strategic buying steps in? Then you're going to add, on top of that, we're going to sprinkle on irrational, erratic, emotional buying. Right? FOMO. That's going to happen. And all the people that FOMO this thing, they have to pay the price a little bit. For a time. You're tested. You're convicted. You have to build conviction in your own way. I know there's a lot of you who did just sit through this and you're wondering what's going to happen next. I didn't even know we went this low, man. It's crazy. And if I was watching the price as it got this low, I would have probably been real clenched up as well. But I slept like a baby. I chose to sleep instead. And the amount of time that we were down there, guys, it wasn't long. It really wasn't long at all. I mean, hell, from a low to a high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours later, we're up over 2x. 6 hours later, there's some people who went to bed in this time and they're waking up and we're up over 2x. You know, I'm just saying, we're back where we were within this range already. Okay, we back tested this range, found resistance here, we went down, now we're back again. I think we're going to move up, and it's probably going to take some time. I have been saying this for some time that this next move might be where we start to see a solid consolidation phase. Maybe this is where it was. Maybe this is our solid consolidation. And we did drop a lot. Just because we dropped a lot doesn't mean that we have to drop more from here. But perhaps we consolidate. Perhaps it takes more time. You know, we're here for a while. And then instead of by the end of July that we're up at this 12-cent area, maybe it's sometime in the beginning of August, the first week of August. Maybe it's later. We could be consolidating for quite some time. For every person that's interested in buying this thing as it's moving up, there's going to be some people that wish they took profits here, that didn't take profits, that are probably going to take profits once we get up here again. There's going to be some initial selling, I would imagine. Unless we're just that bullish and we bust right through it. If we do bust right through it, that's awesome. But still, again, this move up started from a lower spot. So from here, moving up to 12 cents, I think made a lot more sense in the trajectory that we were going off of. But from here, that move is just so much larger to make. I think we're going to have some steps along the way, if that makes sense. And 12 cents is still the next target. It absolutely is. We take this chart out of log. I'm going to keep it in log actually real quick. We take this chart out of log. Oh, actually, I took the fibs out of log. Yeah, I took them. They're normally based on log. I'm going to keep them based on log, but we'll just take the chart out of log. We went right down to the golden ratio, the 618. And as much as I like using the log scale, I feel like the linear scale has been pretty useful in this chart. And, well, we bounced right off that golden ratio. If we look at it on the log scale, you didn't touch any fibs. You don't have to. But this does say even that we could go lower and still be okay. But here, we smack dab right in the middle, landed in this golden ratio zone, and then we bounced. Phenomenal recovery. And as crazy and uncomfortable as it is, we could go lower and we could still be fine. There's still plenty of areas of prior support and resistance to find. I was explaining this the other day, that all this consolidation as we move up, it's much better. It's much better than just seeing consistent growth like this without any consolidation, because when you do have a pullback, there's prior areas here of significance that people base their purchasing and selling off of. What do I mean by selling? Some people, we get down here, they're not going to want to sell because they know that we're in a prior area of consolidation. There's less selling pressure because of that. There might be panic sellers because we're dropping. But on top of that, you have people who are buying who wish that they bought here, that didn't buy here. They have some dry powder. They see this for what it's worth, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to buy just for the rebound. I'm going to buy for the long haul, whatever the case may be. For every weak hand, for every Jerry that panic sold here, we had a Chad step in and buy. And maybe more Chads, maybe less Chads, but dollar-wise equivalently, for every Jerry that panic sold, we had a Chad step in to buy. You went from Jerry hands to Chad hands, to Chad fists of glory. And I think that's going to pay off well. Again, net positive, I believe, this whole fiasco. And what I really think happened, and again, I'm not aware of all the data, it just, or all the details. It just doesn't make sense to me that the information I've been given, which is that, oh, DigiJoints made a coin, TBBB. Jason said that he's not affiliated, so that caused some infighting. That just sounds, I mean, if that's all it takes to drop the price, you guys are emotional, man. You're way too emotional. I feel like I'm missing something here. But from what I did hear in that space last night, it didn't sound like Jason had any bad blood for DigiJoints. It didn't sound like there was any bad blood from him at all. I don't know. To each their own. Live and let live. I'm probably not going to touch this thing ever again. Maybe if it comes down super low, maybe I'll throw another $40 in it. Whatever, you know. But again, just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be this serious thing. It shouldn't be a serious thing. Even TBB. I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, a very successful crypto investor. Probably the most successful crypto investor that I know personally. And I was telling him, just throw $10 into it. If TBB does 100x from here, which I think it can, that $10 turns into 1,000. Go on a nice dinner, buy a plane ticket somewhere, you know, like, and then cover the cost for everything else, whatever. You know, if you're on vacation somewhere, you could rent a car with that money, like that. You know, pay for gas for a couple months with that money, whatever the case may be. Like, you know, you could turn $10 into something great. And if $1,000 is a little bit of money to you, it's worth rolling the dice. You can do that. If it's $100, if it's $1 million, whatever the number is for you, go ahead and have fun. But you don't need to bet your life savings in these projects, right? You do that. That's what causes these emotional cliffs that just F everything up, man. But again, this didn't F everything up for me. It didn't F everything up for the people who bought down here. It F'd everything up for the people who sold or who bought up here. It F'd everything up for the people who bought down here and everywhere in between. It F'd everything up for the people who bought here and then sold here. That's really who got screwed up, right? And we'll just see how this goes over time. I don't expect that from here we're just going to rally to new all-time highs. If we do, great. Pleasant surprise. I love pleasant surprises. My expectation is that we'll probably slowly work our way up here. Do we really want to do this? Is it going to drop again like scared little rabbits? You might see a little bit of a correction again, and we'll probably bounce off of these same areas. And then as time goes on, people are going to be like, oh, is it a double top? Is it a head and shoulders pattern? No, it's not a head and shoulders pattern. If it was, it would have to have, the head would have to be up, not down. It wouldn't be inverse. Are we going to drop? Is this a fake out? And then we start to break out, and then the real deal happens. And it might take time. It might take this much time. It might take more time. We're likely going to be in this area for quite a while. So good news for all the people who wanted to buy here, but their paycheck didn't come in yet. Or good news for everyone who wanted to buy here, but they just didn't have their funds straightened out, whatever the case may be. Now it's at a cheaper price, and we're going to be here probably for a longer amount of time. And then in time, I still very much do expect that we're going to move higher. But I've got nothing else for you. I'm just talking at this point. I've given my 2 cents. I don't know if I hurt anybody's feelings. Again, if I did, if I'm saying anything wrong, it's because I really just don't know, right? I'm putting things together to the best of my abilities and from what I heard in the Discord as well. Zintani, you said that you'd get back to me, that you would tell me what happened unless somebody else said it first. You didn't get back to me, so I'm assuming somebody else said it first, and what I was told is what I shared here. So I'm sure a lot of you are already aware of it, but there's some of you I know who don't use X or who don't go on Discord, so you might not be as aware. You might just be wondering what the hell's wrong with the price. Maybe you're a first-time buyer, you're a potential buyer, you're not aware at all, and you're like, what's going on? Is this thing worth buying? Is it not? That's the scoop, I think. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Look at that, man. 2618. Bounced right off of it. Beautiful. Beautiful. I can do this real quick, too. I can do this real quick. Golden ratio. We get above 4.25, so that's $0.04257. This level here. We get a 4-hour time frame to close above there. Statistically speaking, if we do that, we have a high probability of at least going to this range, if not higher, okay? Our target range, our primary target zone would be 6.8 cents to 10 cents, but again, I still think we're going higher than that. I don't know if the fibs necessarily work based off of this retracement because it's just such a weird drop. I still think that this fib here is probably one that will guide us as we go higher. We didn't find support on it, to be fair. That's not a problem. It's just it didn't guide us to the downside. The 2618 here is at 12.5 cents. 12.5 cents. And again, guys, we did find support right here at this 2618. So 2618 support, 2618 resistance maybe. That's the next target area in my opinion. I've got nothing else, man. I'm just rambling. I need to make other videos. I've spent too much time on this one. But closing thoughts, just hold, man. Buy and hold. Take this opportunity to buy some more, or just whatever, or encourage some friends to buy some. I don't know. It's a really good time to buy some. And again, you don't need to put in much. You really don't. If it's $10, if you really are uncertain and you don't want to risk it, but you still want to be a part of it, you feel like you're missing out, put $10 in there. Put $10 in there. And if it turns into $100, that's awesome. If it turns to $1,000, that's awesome. It could turn into more than that. If this thing sees a $10 billion market cap, that would be multiple thousands of dollars from $10. If this thing could see a $10 billion market cap, if it sees a $5 billion market cap, you're seeing over $1,000 from $10. So I'm just saying, you know, that might take time, but it's money that you can not stress about. It's money that you can forget, and if it does take time, if it takes years, it'll just happen in its own time. You don't have to worry about it. Anyways, I'm talking too much. I'm going to end the video. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.